Hi friends, my name is Dr. Jetling Ellosa, working as the Associate Professor of Law in the Department of Law of Telangana University, and I am running a channel called Law Speeches. In this channel, I am uploading the matters pertaining to the law, also important events taking place in around the world and also in India. And I request all of you to subscribe to my channel to enhance your knowledge in the law and also current affairs. As you know that we are discussing the public international law, in which we have stressing upon the international organizations. In today's lecture, I am devoting my lecture to the General Assembly of the United Nations Organization. So as you know that United Nations Organization is a world body, just like a parliament is there to our country. It is we can say it is a world parliament. Almost majority of countries have been members in that body. As on today, there are 193 members are there. And as you know that this organization was started on 24th of October 1945 after the ending of the Second World War. So the General Assembly is one of the principal organ of this organization. There are another 5 organs are there, but the principal organ is the General Assembly. First of all, we discuss the composition of the General Assembly. So General Assembly is as the name itself is indicating, it is assembly of all the members. The members in the UN automatically becomes the members in the General Assembly. With regard to voting is concerned, every member has one vote on all the issues. But every state has right to send 5 representatives to the General Assembly. And every year, the General Assembly sits in New York from the 3rd week of September to up to December. It is the annual meetings will take place in the UN Plaza in the New York. As I told you that General Assembly enjoys a powerful body in the entire United Nations organization. There, it has been given certain important functions. Those include the number 1 function is the deliberative function. So deliberative function is nothing but, as name itself is reflecting, it is a deliberations, talks on the various aspects, discussions on the various aspects that we call the deliberative functions. So all the matters which are concerning the world will be deliberated in the General Assembly. And Article 10, there is one article is there, and also Article 12, which says that the matters which have been enshrined in the UN Charter has to be discussed in the General Assembly on the recommendations of the Security Council. And also, General Assembly has been a duty to maintain the international peace and security. As you know that the main purpose of the forming the United Nations Organization is to maintain international peace and security. So that function also been entrusted to the General Assembly. But there is some debate is there whether General Assembly has the power or the Security Council has the power to maintain international peace and security. So sometimes they may have some sort of viewpoints, but we can say as per UN Charter, the General Assembly has the power to maintain international peace and security. And General Assembly bring any matter to the attention of the Security Council under Article 11 of the UN Charter is concerned. If it requires emergency meeting, emergency efforts on the part of the world body, then it will be referred to the Security Council. Then the Article 13, another important article is there, which provides that so General Assembly has to study and recommend the important responsibilities which are there upon it, and also it has the responsibility to politically promoting the international cooperation in field of politics, in field of science, in field of any other in between the nations. That is also the biggest responsibility is castigated upon the General Assembly. Then question comes to our mind whether whatever decisions taken by the General Assembly becomes a binding upon the member states or not. Basically, if you see it legally, it is not binding. If the General Assembly passes any resolution, it may be followed by the state or may not be there. Why? Because the states have independent states. They have given the consent to follow the law. Mere giving the consent and following the law is not binds upon a state because it is a sovereign authority. Sovereign powers are lies in the hands of the state. But there is one special thing we have to note, that if the General Assembly passes the resolution the second time, then every state party who is a member in the United Nations organization has to follow. It becomes a legally binds upon such states. That is one of the important aspect which we have to know. Then, in addition to this function of deliberative functions, the General Assembly also enjoys the supervisory functions. So, supervisory function, as name itself is indicating, supervising, managing or maintaining the other authorities, organs. Then what authorities it is managing? For that, Economic Social Council is there, and also Trusteeship Council is there. So those councils where General Assembly manages what are happening, what are the things which are happening in these two organs. Though those are the principal organs, but no doubt it can see the things which have been happening there. Then the other main function is that is a financial function. So financial functions, which is provided under the Article 17 of the UN Charter, which says that all the expenses and incomes of the General Assembly has that we called as a budget that has to be placed before and also approved by the General Assembly. Without approval, it cannot be accepted. So it has a financial power is there upon the General Assembly. And also, for where from the finances come? The finances will come from the contributions which are being given by its members. United States of America is the highest contributor. It was when it was formed in 1940s, 5s and the 50s and 60s. It was contributed 25% of the funding to the United Nations organization. But because of some differences with Russia with regard to UN resolutions, it has been declined to provide the funding. Now it is only 20% of funding is coming to from the United States to the from the United States of America to the UN, United Nations organization. Then, as I told you that the financial powers are there in the General Assembly. Sometimes what may happen due to the political and other reasons, the countries may not provide the proper funding which they have agreed upon. So that it happened in 1950s when the General Assembly passed a resolution for Uniting for Peace resolution of 1950. So it wanted to send forces to the Congo. For that reason, emergency forces have been deployed by the General Assembly. That was resisted by the Russia and also some other countries. So Russia stated at that time that the UN or the General Assembly has no power to send the forces. And the matter was went up to the International Court of Justice in a case called Expenses of the United Nations Organization, ICJ Reports, Volume 1, 1962, page number 151, in which on July 20th, 1962, the International Court of Justice has clearly stated that General Assembly has to perform all those functions which have been enumerated in the UN Charter. So it is nothing but it is like a supreme power has been provided to General Assembly. But there is a conflicts are there between the Security Council and the General Assembly as and today also. But the decision have given a edge of the General Assembly over the Security Council. And the other functions are concerned, that is a elective functions. So the General Assembly have the power to elect its members and also to members into the other organs. So its members and also the members of the other organs. So that means that if any new state wanted to take a membership in the United Nations organization, it has to apply before the General Assembly. And the General Assembly has to pass the membership request under charter, and it will send it to the Security Council under the Article 5 of the UN Charter. If the Security Council also ratifies such a process of the General Assembly, the state can be admitted. So independently it has no right. It has to depend upon the Security Council. But the first it has to accept, then that matter will go to the Security Council. Then the General Assembly also has the power, if any state violates the principles of the UN Charter, it has a right to suspend the member and also expel the member. For that also Security Council ratification is required. So in other words, we can say that General Assembly is a mere forum, but there is a remote is there in the hands of the Security Council. Because the 15 nations are powerful nations, or the 5 nations are where permanent nations are powerful nations. So that is the aspect which we have to observe, we have to remember. So, in addition to that, the General Assembly also has the right of election of the members into the other organs. Like non-permanent members are in the Security Council. They are being elected by the General Assembly members. And also for Economic and Social Council members, there are total 54 members have been elected. That has to be elected by the General Assembly. There are members in the Trusteeship Councils that also been to be elected by the General Assembly under Article 86 subclass number 3 of the UN Charter. And in addition to that, very important another power is there that the General Assembly will choose or elect the judges of the International Court of Justice. And also the General Assembly has the power to elect the Secretary General of the United Nations Organization under Article 27 of the UN Charter. So much of the powers have been provided to the General Assembly. Very vital powers have been provided, no doubt about it. But there are shortages are there are cuttings are there, shadows are there upon the General Assembly that Security Council is there. It has to ratify, then only effects would be if power is strengthened. Then the other functions is that the constituent functions. For that we have to go to the Article 108 of the UN Charter, which provides that any amendments has to be made to the UN Charter that can be made by the General Assembly. And it should be ratified by the Security Council. So, General Assembly seems to having larger power, but some restrictive powers are there. Then one more important aspect we have to see that that is a Uniting for Peace Resolution of 1950, where it has been Security Council proved to become very weak because General Assembly has taken a decision to maintain the international peace and security, and the matter, as just you told you, the matter went up to ICJ. The ICJ also opined that General Assembly has the right to interfere in case of breakdown of law, international peace and security. That important and vital responsibility is there in the hands of the General Assembly. So, General Assembly is not a mere paper tiger. Some critics say, but sometimes it has a more effective than that of the Security Council. That we have to remember. And that is also accepted or to be ratified by the International Court of Justice in earlier, which I told in cases. Thank you.